reporting at Times of India in those days is something I'm extremely proud of as the news editor at the time. So, and there was a Congress government, NCP government in Maharashtra then. I remember Sharad Pawar throwing me out of a press conference because of the questions I asked. I was young. I used to ask questions. I still do. But, nobody remembers that because it was pre-TV. Gujarat was in the age of TV. It was there up front. It was India's first riot in the age of 24 hours TV. And therefore, the memory has stayed on. And Mr. Modi has, of course, from Chief Minister, gone on to be Prime Minister. Good luck to him.
Do you think he was harsh to you?
I have no personal animals against any individual. But I do strongly believe that as a journalist, my job is to ask questions and to report what I saw.
But did you think they were harsh to you, and particularly even Mr. Modi? I think there are a lot of instances where we saw them really make it appear to us that they are not liking it, or they are feeling that you're not fitting in the right way. Was it also a feeling that you got from them, or it was just a perception that was drawing everything in a way?
No, I think it's a mix of both perception and reality. Obviously, no political leader likes to be sort of, in a way, dare I use the word, exposed or questioned or... and Mr. Modi was no different. And actually, the irony is I had a very good relationship with Mr. Modi, a personal relationship in the 90s in particular. And I don't call myself friends with politicians, but Mr. Modi was a politician I got along with. I've written in my 2014 book how whenever I would be running short of a BJP guest, the last guest that I would turn toward Mr. Modi, and he would never say no to me. In fact, famously in Gujarat, during the riots, he gave me 2 interviews on the same day because in the first interview, our tape got stuck. So I told him, I need to come back and do the interview. So look, he never said no. When my father passed away, he was among the first people to call me up and condole. So look, I have, and I really appreciate that he was keeping his personal equation separate from what may have gone wrong or right professionally. I have, I respect the fact that he has taken this long journey in life, in politics, and gone to where he is. It's inspirational in many ways. But that does not stop me from critiquing him when he gets it wrong. When he gets it right, I am more than happy to endorse a government decision. I think, unfortunately, I come back to it. Society has become so polarized that today, if I say a good word about Mr. Modi, people will say sold out. If I say a bad word about Mr. Modi, they'll say, "Arey, you are a anti-Modi." I mean, come on. I am. Unfortunately, newsrooms have got polarized. Society has got polarized. Politics has got polarized, and I regret it because this is not the milieu in which I did my journalism. You could criticize politicians in the 1990s, but they didn't become your enemies. Today, when you criticize them, and I see it with younger politicians, they say, "Main Rajdeep ke show par nahi aunga." I mean, I feel bad. Because not about, I mean, you're free not to come. All the, they think access is power. But my point is that you are, at the end of the day, public figures. And public figures must be questioned and interrogated. And I say this not just about BJP, but about Congress as well. Sonia Gandhi did an interview with me famously a few years ago, and then said that I will not take any political questions. And therefore, I was not able to ask those questions. The interview, therefore, was seen as a soft interview. I got flack, and perhaps, I accept that, and it was legitimate at one level.
We have never seen Mr. Sardesai easily lose his cool. But there is an accusation on you that, are you not good with taking criticism? What made you go on air with your colleague journalist in whichever manner, whatever reason, against a TRP thing? Like you went on air for the first time. We don't see that being part of the way we have seen you conduct yourself.
Yeah, I mean, on hindsight, and hindsight is, of course, easier said than done. I should have avoided it. It's not something, I don't want to personalize, anything that's going on around me at the moment to whatever extent. As I get older, I believe that one should, all resentments and grudges need to be kept aside. I had a very good personal and professional relationship with an Arnab Goswami, for example, when we were together at NDTV. I have only happy memories. I keep telling friends that, Arnab and I went together to watch the 2003 World Cup final. I took my father, who was ailing, and my son. So it was a very special experience. We went to South Africa. There has been a betrayal of certain cardinal principles of this profession. And one of this is this constant attempt to, vilify everyone else. So you can say what you want about others, but when I tomorrow say something, I'm the bad guy. Why? I mean, you have every right, in a way, it appears, to use your platform to abuse everyone else in the world. And if one person points one finger at you, you don't like it. I mean, that to my mind is is unfortunate. I mean, I think we all need to step back and ask ourselves: have we really done justice to this great TV revolution that's taken place over the last 2 decades and a half? And the answers, I think, can only be answered with, if we are honest to ourselves, we'll accept that maybe at times we've betrayed, the sort of the potential that TV had in setting the agenda in a truly positive manner, in an honest manner, in an honest, factual manner. News has been replaced by noise, sense by sensation, credibility by chaos. And I think we need to ask ourselves why. Why has this happened? And I hope we are honest about it.
With the Ria interview that happened with Sushant Singh Rajput case, a lot that day when you went for the interview, did you have anything in mind what's going to turn out of it? Because it just became something else for people to talk about. It was, I mean, again, you were targeted and said it was a soft interview, as you mentioned. If you don't ask tough questions, you do a soft interview. Did you make it a soft interview? What really went wrong, or was it right? Don't regret it.
No, no, I believe that, frankly, and I speak here as a pure professional, I believe it was one of the best interviews I've done. All the questions that could have been asked have to be asked. What is a soft question versus a hard question? You don't have to get into a constant interrogation and treat someone as a criminal. I mean, Ria for me was someone who had to answer certain questions, but I didn't treat her as a criminal. Does that make it
Yes.
a soft interview? No, I have to draw her out. She also obviously was tense to do the interview. Not easy. We did it after midnight, but I had to get answers out of her, and I think we got a lot of answers. And look, at the end of the day, proof is in the pudding. You know, it increasingly appears that Ria was unfortunately targeted in some manner or the other. The case is still on, but clearly this is what judges have also seemed to suggest, that there is no evidence against her. But forget that. My job as a journalist is to ask the questions, and I think we asked almost all the questions that needed to be asked. You could argue that, why were you not more confrontational?
Yes,
Comments.
why were you not more loud? That is what people
No,
said,
no,
because
that's
I
why.
loved saying that.
Why? The best interviews are not necessarily those. Also, let me tell you, I had never heard of Ria Chakrabarti till June, July of 2020. I don't follow that world that closely. It just so happened that she, was suddenly in the public eye because of the Sushant case, and that's how, through a lawyer who was willing to help us get the interview, we got the interview. Uh, you know, Ria's some friend had rung me up, I remember, saying that she appreciated a tweet that I had written. And when I had written the tweet also, I'd never met Ria Chakrabarti. So I have nothing to do with her. I just felt the way the case was being played out was, trial by media. I thought she deserved a chance to be heard. And that's what we did. I treated as a professional, going on, going to Mumbai, interviewing her past midnight, and putting out the interview in the public domain. Then it's for the public to judge, for the courts to judge whether she's guilty or not. I've done my job.